Lord.
Yeah,
No, sir. Not
yeah.
your boy.
Subtle flex on to start off the podcast. Anyway, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to One Take Podcast, episode 170. This week we are reviewing Godzilla, X Con times Kong, The New Empire.
Yeah, I've never heard anyone say the name officially, so I don't know if it's times, if it's X, if it's
Godzilla Kong.
I think it's just Godzilla Kong, I guess, but that's a really weird movie title, extremely weird movie title.
Why did they do
Godzilla
hyphen?
Multiply Kong.
Yeah, why didn't they do
say
hyphen?
Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire?
Because they wanted you to think they wanted you to think that we're idiots.
It made for a very nasty hashtag experience. I went to hashtag it and I was like, "Ew, this hashtag is disgusting."
It's the longest thing on the longest thing on the planet. It's like when you tried to hashtag Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Yeah, but Godzilla Kong. So we are streaming this on our Twitter. Thank you for following us, and on our YouTube at One Take Podcast on YouTube. Let's just get right into it. Godzilla times Kong. That's just what I'm going to call it. The New Empire. Rated PG-13. Hour and 55 minutes, which is 20 minutes too long. 6.6 on IMDb. Two ancient titans, Godzilla and Kong, clash in an epic battle as humans unravel their intertwined origins and connection to Skull Island's mysteries. Directed by Adam Wingard, written by Terry Rossio, Simon Barrett, and Jeremy Slater. Stars a cast of nondescript characters and Brian Tyree Henry. Okay, well, shout out to Rebecca Hall, Dan Stevens, who I like in 1,000 other projects besides this, and then Kaylee Hotel, who plays sort of almost the main character in this, and then a cast of character actors including Alex Fern and Rachel House, who you may know from some MCU properties. But do we want to play guess the box score? The box score. Guess the box office.
How much did it cost?
$135 million, which shockingly is cheaper than the first movie.
The first one of the Monsterverse, or you mean the first Godzilla Kong movie?
The first Godzilla versus Kong. Sorry, I count this as a duology. I know it's like in a line of 4 or 5 films, which is
and a TV
crazy.
Show.
Which is crazy to think about. But I count these as two movies.
I'm gonna guess 65 million.
I'm gonna
worldwide.
Guess.
Oh no, domestic, but worldwide, I'm gonna guess $90 million.
Okay,
I'm going to guess 175.
The price would be right for Dex. The total gross worldwide is $209 million.
Jesus, already?
Yeah.
Well, that answers that question of, well, why does this movie exist? Well, there you fucking go. Capitalism is why this movie exists.
I wanted to look at what
I
wanted to look at what the first one did. Granted, this was 2021. $2021, and it was kind of, if I remember correctly, one of the first ones into the fray of we're officially back, come to the theater, get COVID. And it did relatively well. I mean, relatively. It made $470 million on a $200 million budget. This one costs less. I just have to assume the rest of that money they just didn't use to pay Millie Bobby Brown to come back.
Was this an HBO thing last time? I don't know.
Was it a day and date release?
I don't think it was. Maybe it was, though.
I mean, they did it with everything else. They did it with Dune, so I'd be shocked if they didn't do it with this, but it still made a good bit of money, which is why they paid Adam Wingard to come back and do it again.
I think
so
this was a day and date.
So they had those 2 movies with Dune and this that could have made so much more money, but they were like, no, this is what the people want. WB will never see the gates of heaven. I just they don't know how to. They did it well with Dune 2, but I'm just saying. But Dune 2 is even about to come out onto Max in a week, right?
Yeah, it's coming out on premium VOD or whatever. So like you have to pay to rent it. But
Oh, okay. But so the first Godzilla versus Kong, had decent reviews. It has a 6.3 on IMDb, which I don't quite understand compared to like this movie.
yeah, how is it lower? That's
I just don't think
what
that many
what would you
people
like more
comparatively
about
have
this
seen it.
one?
I don't know. It has a 59 Metascore and it had like a 70, I think 3 on Rotten Tomatoes, 76 on Rotten Tomatoes. So people really like that one for what it was. This one, folks, 54% critic score, 92% audience score, boo hiss.
92% audience score. That tells you
The
everything you need
audience
to
is
know.
full of idiots.
we are dumb movie boys, the lot of us, the American populace. Anyway, Tej, before I think Dex and I completely just shit on this
Yeah, I know
movie.
y'all gonna shit on it.
Go ahead, tell us what you thought.
I think it's fine, guys. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I don't necessarily see a discernible difference in quality between the last movie and this one. I'm not like tapped into the MonsterVerse or whatever it's called. I haven't seen any of the other films. I haven't watched Monarch, but I know that these things are on the outskirts of informing the story. I know that there are characters from the TV show Monarch in this particular movie. I could not point them out for you, but I do know that they say Monarch about 19 times, which just felt weird, specifically because I know there's a TV show IP that's specifically related to that. There's a car commercial in the middle of this movie randomly. That's weird.
Shout out
But,
to
like,
VW.
generally speaking, it is also very weird coming into this after Godzilla -1. And I'm gonna have to put some respect on my goat Kong's name, because obviously the reason why so many people saw this film and so fewer people saw Godzilla -1, although it's superior, is because they want to see some fucking Kong. And in this movie, you get a lot of fucking Kong. There's less Godzilla in this movie and more Kong
It's
in this
all
movie.
Kong all the time.
That's fucking fire. I'm sorry. We need to put some respect on Kong's name. I'm glad that we got the full Kong download. I like spending that much time with Kong. That was a positive for me.
Well,
I
there's
would
a
agree
reason
with-
we talked about this in the first one. It's because Kong can emote and they
Yes,
don't care
Kong
about the
like
human
has
characters.
a
So they're
connection
just
with
like,
humans, and
yeah.
Godzilla's just like raw, big scary dude. Godzilla is not him. Okay, Godzilla is not him. We saw that. Kong is the real movie star here, and I think the stuff with Kong is great. The human stuff in this movie, it just stinks. I don't care about any of these humans. Brian Tyree Henry is great. He's funny as like a conspiracy theorist dude who's smart. There's some good gags. The way that the kind of portly guy dies when they go into Middle Earth is what they're called. Hollow Earth is what it's called. They go to Hollow Earth and dude gets
Middle
eaten
Earth.
by the tree. Like there's good gags. I had a couple laughs, but mostly speaking, the character parts made no sense at all. The whole thing with the little girl being inducted into this society of her lost ancestors was the like dumbest thing I've ever seen in like I just could not be made to care about this little girl or whatever the hell was going on with her. I just wanted her to translate how Kong was feeling. That's it. That's all I needed from her. Everything else was superfluous, but I didn't have a bad time. I went to a really late showing, like I was telling Roy before we started. So I was like, but that last like 30 minutes was a struggle for me. But I also got to see Godzilla quite literally suplex Kong,
Yeah.
like in the fucking pyramids. Like that shit was. I don't care. I like that. That made it worth going to the movies. It's to me it feels the same in quality as the last movie. I don't remember what I gave that movie, but this one's a B-. I had an okay time. It's fine. It's a fine time at the movies. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. I would not be mad if someone gave this a C or a C plus. It's just one of those kind of milk toast. There's some cool stuff in here. Actually, I'm gonna go with a C plus. I'm gonna go C plus. I'm gonna lower that. I'm gonna give that a C plus. But it was fine. This is better than The Beekeeper. That movie stinks. So I'm gonna go C plus.
Two totally normal and same movies.
I was not fucking with The Beekeeper at all.
Dex,
I haven't seen The Beekeeper, so I can't compare there. But this movie fucking stinks, man. I'm sorry. There's nothing here. I literally the entire time I felt nothing but disgust and like my time was being wasted. Unless Brian Tyree Henry was talking, and then I felt a little bit of joy. But other than that, like I felt nothing other than disgust. just every single time that Rebecca Hall spoke, it's like the dumbest, lamest exposition dump you can imagine. And I was literally like groaning and rolling my eyes every single time. The lady sitting next to me in my very crowded theater, I went and saw this on Good Friday in the middle of the day, and everyone was off work and off school or whatever. So it was a full theater. And I'm sitting there just going, ugh, every time that Rebecca Hall speaks because I can't hold it in. It pissed me off that much. Like every single second of this movie, there's some new dumb thing that they just have to explain to the viewer. Like, oh, this water, like it will reveal their like secret lair. Oh, this is a story of their like ancestors with Kong and Godzilla and blah 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 blah. And it's like, oh, if I press this button, I have to I'll activate this like thing and blah 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 blah. It's like stop explaining shit to me. Just do it, man. Just make some cool shit. All right. Stop with the exposition dumps. Stop with the stupid like she's my daughter. I'm a parent. If you're a parent, you would understand. Shit. I don't care, man. No one cares about you. We're here for Godzilla and Kong. Like let's go back to doing that shit. Also, you mentioned Godzilla's not in a lot of this movie because he can't emote or whatever, but like you can do something with Godzilla. You can make there be some kind of
He
emotional
sleeps for half the
journey.
movie.
Literally, it's him. He's charging up. What's he
Yeah.
gonna do? What's happening?
He's doing the Super Saiyan for half the fucking movie, and everybody's like, "All right, when is he gonna throw it?" You know.
Godzilla, he's on the move. He's charging up. Oh no, what's gonna happen? He's in Antarctica. He's charging up in Antarctica now. Oh snap! Like that stinks, man. Give me something. Give me anything. You made an entire Godzilla movie to kick off this universe, so you can do something with Godzilla.
He
Please,
slept
for
in
the
the
love of
Coliseum.
God.
How cool is that? You can't say that's not cool. That's fucking badass. No,
I felt
that did
nothing,
nothing
man.
for you.
I felt nothing. The Volkswagen commercial of it all stinks. It just feels so. It just makes the whole thing feel just so uninspired, like artistically. Like they had nothing to say with this movie. They were just like, we have to make a Godzilla and Kong sequel because it made a lot of money. Fuck it, let's give them an Infinity Gauntlet somehow. People love that. That's still cool, right? Like, give them an Infinity Gauntlet. We'll give them a gold tooth. Like, like they just didn't. It felt like nothing that they did in this movie was for any kind of entertainment or storytelling purposes. It was all just to say we made a Kong and Godzilla movie, and it stinks. I felt nothing. D minus.
I'm kind of right there with you. I just think that like the first one, they sold us the proper bill of goods in the first one, and this one, it was just like you knew there was going to be big monster fights, and I mean, it feels like there's even a lack of big monster fights, even though there's several in this. But the Godzilla ones, especially, they take 2 seconds. It feels like, and you kind of still want to see Godzilla and Kong fight, but Godzilla like super suplexes Kong, and then they like fist bump and they
You
dive
activated
into
my trap card.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think
You
all
didn't
the
have fun
human.
with the Scar King? The Scar King looked fucking awesome.
I did say may thy Titan scale chip and shatter. It felt like they were doing Austin Butler Scar King in that, even like the way that he walked and stuff. Yeah, it was just kind of funny. But I trying to explain the whole physics and history of this Earth that we don't really give a shit about,
Yeah, awful.
other
Awful
than
content.
it's just kind of a cool concept. Like, just let the concept be cool. You don't have to really explain the dynamics of what this means to humans in this, because I don't know if you know, we're not here for like Dan Stevens talking in an accent. He doesn't even know what accent he has anymore. He's British, by the way, actually British, but I don't think that Dan Stevens knows what his voice actually sounds like. But I just, they want to ground you. They try to ground you a little bit, and it just doesn't work. Now, I will say, like, yeah, I enjoy a CGI fuckfest fight as much as the next person. And we got that in the first movie, I think in bunches. And but I don't know. I think having the two characters in Godzilla versus Kong, two characters that we historically care about, there's built-in history of why we hold these characters in high regard, or these monsters in high regard. Then having them fight things that we have really no relationship to, and I don't know the lore behind all the lore behind Godzilla and Kong, but like them
Yeah, I was gonna say, is the
fighting.
Scar King like a thing, or
Yeah,
did they make that up for
I
this?
think they made that up. I think it's like a monster verse quote unquote thing. But of course we know Mothra and stuff like that, but them fighting and in Godzilla versus Kong, they fight Mecha Godzilla, which is like, yeah, we know that from previous movies. This is just because Scar King enslaves his people, I guess, but it's hard to also communicate that because we're following a character that can't talk. So yeah, he emotes and we get it because we're not stupid. But it's also like, why do I care? Why do I care about any of this other than the fact that turn your brain off? It's a big dumb action movie. But it doesn't hit the same feeling as having the two huge characters that you know and love from previous movies fight each other. You know what I'm trying to say? This sounds stupid when I'm saying it out loud, but
No, it
it
doesn't. You're making perfect sense to me.
yeah,
Like,
I
I think that
why
makes
do we
sense
give a
too.
fuck about them fighting the Scar King in this movie? The Scar
yeah,
King plus whatever
Ice
dragon horse
Dragon,
Hughes
Blue
is
Eyes
riding.
White Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, why are we doing this? What is this for? Like, what are the stakes here? Because they kind
Godzilla
of
killed
tell
that
you,
little dragon thing literally in 5 seconds. The fight was over, and I was like, "Oh, I thought we were building to that fight. The fight's over, like it's done."
Oh well,
It's like,
the
yeah,
one that he gets his powers from in
yeah, the
Antarctica,
one
yeah,
he get
it
like
takes
gets
2 seconds.
powered up from.
Yeah, the
I couldn't believe that.
also the we're just spoiling this movie, by the way. Sorry,
I
whatever.
mean,
But
yeah, who cares?
the upside down gravity fight, I in concept is interesting, but it's also like, ugh, like like I was just disoriented the entire time.
Felt nothing.
Also, they have a scaling problem in this movie. Uh,
Huge scaling problem. That
like
really like threw me
go
off, to
ahead and
be
talk about
honest.
that, Dex, because you made a point that I don't want to like step on.
So in this movie, you meet the little baby Kong in the Hollow Earth or whatever, so you don't really see it next to anything like that kind of scales it for you or puts it into perspective how big the baby Kong is. And like you see Scar King next to Kong also in Hollow Earth, so you're like, he's about as big as Kong, but you kind of forget what that means. And then they're fighting each other in the middle of Brazil or wherever the fuck it is. And you're like, oh, the baby is as big as skyscrapers. Like, this is insane. It didn't feel that way watching the
Mm.
movie early on to me. It didn't feel like, oh, I'm looking at a baby that's skyscraper size. It felt like this is a baby.
Uh,
But
yeah. Also, this feels like a dumb point too, but like in the last movie, they kind of put Brian Tyree Henry and Millie Bobby Brown and all those cast of characters, young cast of characters, in the middle of the destruction to sort of, because we care about those actors, to sort of make you care about like the collateral damage that you're seeing. In this, it's like the Superman scene from Man
Man
of
of Steel,
Steel. They don't give a fuck about collateral damage. Like, it does not matter. They destroy all of Rio de Janeiro. It does not.
the whole thing is gone.
It's all gone, and they just don't care. And maybe that you the audience doesn't care because it's a big dumb monster fighting movie. But to contrast, and it's stupid to compare this to Godzilla minus one, but here we're going to do it anyway because they're just not the same movie. They're just not similar movies, even if they have the same character whatsoever. But it's crazy to compare this to Godzilla minus one, where the whole thing is focused on the horrors of what this thing has created
Yeah.
for Japan, and then this they just pop up out of the ocean and oh shit, the top of my workplace just got thrown into the top of another workplace. It's unreal. how much destruction happens in this movie, and it doesn't bother us whatsoever. We're just like, okay,
It just
yay, he threw
doesn't
a
matter.
building.
No one cares.
Yeah,
And early on in the movie, like when you first see Brian Tyree Henry on screen again, because like he's a character from previous movie or whatever, so like you met him, but like first time you see him on screen in this
side note,
movie,
Brian Tyree Henry will be in your shit.
yeah, he will show up. It doesn't matter what.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oscar nominated Brian Tyree Henry will show up for your film.
Yep.
But yeah, the first time you see him, he's like cutting his podcast or whatever, and there's like an ad for like Titan insurance or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that's funny, that's cool. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a little bit of world building. Like, okay. And then they just no longer give a fuck about the rest of the world after that.
No.
That's
Yeah.
like that's the most they did to like be like, okay, yeah, this is a human world that people actually live in that are like you and me. There are big titans running around, and they got to get insurance for that shit because their shit gets destroyed. They just never think about it again. So Rio de Janeiro is gone. The Coliseum, I guess, just belongs to Godzilla now, which that makes sense.
Right.
and I guess most of Antarctica also gone. Like,
yeah, he melted the polar ice caps.
So I don't know what they were doing in this movie. The stakes are just completely off because it's like, what if the Scar King wins? You know, he goes back to the Hollow Earth and rules over his slaves he didn't know about until 30 minutes ago. Okay,
right.
You know, what are we doing?
Also, the mechanics of Hollow Earth don't make, and this is silly that we're talking about. The mechanics of Hollow Earth don't make any sense because they go into Hollow Earth, which, okay, sure, that exists. Fine. We established that before in the last movie. But then there's like a deeper Hollow Earth. They just like kind of keep hollower Earth. They kind of just keep like digging down
territory. We're like, oh god, please. They just happen to be more unexplored territory for this particular film. Like, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah, and it turns out the human race came up from under Hollow Earth. By the way, that's actually what happened. In case you didn't know,
I still don't know how there are humans that live in Hollow Earth. The way that it was described, it was weird when it was just like, oh my god.
Uh-oh.
Tejas, we can't hear you. We can see you still, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, it's like your mic cut out for some reason. Live podcasting, folks. I'll be sure and cut this out at 22 minutes. Anyway, there we go. Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, they just tried to like install an update on my computer. I was like, whoa, I'm potting, bros. Okay. Yeah, I didn't give a shit about her or her people. And then it got just really weird when it was like, oh, her people are in Middle Earth. And I was just like, wait, people can live down here? We made it seem like it was the most dangerous place. And now all of a sudden we have a whole society of regular humans down here. Okay, that was weird. That seemed convenient.
Who just don't talk.
Yeah, they communicate telepathically. I don't know. It's funny because I like all these actors and stuff in different projects. Like I think Dan Stevens is a really interesting actor, and he's been in some really cool shit, including stuff from Adam Wingard, who I find all of his earlier stuff to be really interesting, like indie pop horror stuff, like The Guest. I don't know if anybody's seen that, but he also did like those VHS movies and some other stuff that people will recognize. But this, you could tell in the last one he was kind of a director for hire, and he has been that for the past couple of years in his career. This, it felt like he tried to insert some more of that indie pop 80s stuff that he does, especially with all the needle drops. But the funny thing isn't that the needle drops
just feel so out of place.
They don't, like, they're so hollow. They don't mean anything. Yeah. It's like, you know, playing whatever 80s song whenever Dan Stevens' character comes into play, but they just don't hit. It doesn't do anything. I just sort of the neon pop thriller stuff that he loves to do. It feels like he tried to put his stamp on this one, but it just kind of felt, no pun intended, hollow. I don't know. I also just don't. Counterpoint to this is that just like the last movie, it is cool to see wrestling fights, like the what's the term in wrestling where you basically wish cast a wrestling match?
Dream booking.
Dream
Dream
booking,
booking.
thank you. Yeah, it's cool to see like a dream booking of Godzilla and Kong and like Mothra and stuff fighting this stuff. But yeah, again, the problem is we don't have a dream booking of the Scar King because we don't fucking know who that is.
We don't know who the Scar King is.
Yeah, so it is still cool to see that because just like any little kid, you're like, what if Godzilla fought Kong and what would happen in Rio de Janeiro and it obliterated the planet? But that still holds a little bit, but then
Not
they
enough.
have not enough. They have fisticuffs for like 10 minutes. I give this a D- too now that I'm thinking about it more and more. There's stuff there. The best part of the movie for me is during the previews when I had to sit next to a family and A Quiet Place Part 1 trailer played and this little kid was like turned to his parents and yelled, "Is that real?" He was so freaked out. That was the best part of the
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You just
Yeah.
can't top that as a theater experience.
Yeah.
I'm going to
This
make
theater was packed, by the way.
it was insane. Which like that's great, love it. Cinema is back. Thank you, Tom Cruise. But like this, go see other things, man. This stinks. This is it's so bad.
Yeah.
But I'm
Anyway.
gonna make a comparison that I guarantee you has never ever been made before. I'm going to compare this movie to Creed 3 in this respect, in that Creed 3
This is
had
disrespectful
I
already.
hold on, I'm cooking. Let me get there.
Let's see if we can land the plane on this one.
Creed 3 had Apollo Creed's daughter. She's deaf and she uses sign language. And Michael B. Jordan spends a lot of the movie communicating with her in sign language. And in that movie, Michael B. Jordan made, I think, the fantastic decision to just not talk while doing sign language. Just didn't speak at all. It's just very quiet. He's doing sign language. You're focused. It's emotional. It's great. Lets it breathe. This movie decided to have Rebecca Hall communicate with her daughter in sign language, but she's whispering the entire time. And I was so distracted by that. And I hated it so much. I thought it was just the most annoying shit in the world to see Rebecca Ferguson just like, or not Rebecca Ferguson, Rebecca Hall slowly doing sign language and also whispering, I belong with you. She can't fucking hear you. You don't have to whisper. Don't do that. Nobody who does sign language does that. Why are you doing that? Shut the fuck up. And it annoyed me so much. Creed 3 did it so much better. Thank you, Creed 3.
Okay, I'll give you that. I think you landed the plane on that one.
I was scared, but I think you did it.
Very similar movies, you know.
Mm-hmm. Creed 3, big titans fighting each other. It turns into an anime, and then same thing in this one. Same movie.
Tej, any lasting thoughts on Godzilla Kong? Where did they
Y'all
go
didn't
from
enjoy
here?
Baby Kong as much as I did. I was very, very, very entertained by Baby Kong. I did have the same scaling issue when I finally saw him against like a backdrop that I would understand. I was like, oh shit, Baby Kong is fucking huge. Because Big Kong literally used Baby Kong as a weapon when they first meet.
That was funny.
That just
That
made
was
me
the
laugh.
best
I'm
part of
sorry.
the movie.
That was
Watching
funny.
I will
Baby
beat a
Kong
motherfucker
get
with
slung
another
around like that
motherfucker.
was
It's the best
hilarious
part
to
of this
me.
movie.
I'm gonna beat him with your ass. The funny thing is somebody said that's the scale that that Kong was supposed to be in Kong Skull Island, which is like, what the fuck? Why are we doing this? I don't. Anyway, scaling them up is ridiculous.
Have y'all watched any of Monarch? Have y'all watched any of that?
Not a
No,
single
and
second.
I like the Russells, but I haven't been able to like really. I'm not going to jump into that with all the other good stuff that I think is on Apple TV. I'm not going to jump into that
This
one
movie is not
specifically.
going to make you go watch Monarch. I can tell you that. Trust me. More Hollow Earth science talk over a season of TV. No, thank you. I know everything I need to know about Hollow Earth for the rest of my life.
I don't care about Hollow Earth.
I
don't know
Doesn't
why.
Literally don't.
Even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I care if they're destroying my place of work and my home and my Kia outside my house. I just like that's what I care about. So put them up there.
How much is y'all's disdain for this film a direct result of having seen what we can accomplish with a monster movie with Godzilla -1? I just think that's awful luck for those guys. I mean,
For me, it's
that's what the
no, 'cause
money
I
is
haven't
for.
seen
So
Godzilla
not
minus
awful
one.
luck, but
No, I don't think my disdain from it comes. I mean, it's informed by that a little bit, just because it's like we saw what a Godzilla movie can be in the year of our Lord 2024 or 2023 when it came out. But we saw what it can be still, and why the monster holds that much weight still in cinema, and why it always has. That being said, these just aren't the same movies. I just don't even. It would be. It's like comparing The Godfather to Jackass. You know, I'm just. I
that's
Yeah,
amazing.
they both
Look how
hold
they
weight.
massacred my boy in both.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean it's in. I don't know. They both hold their own weight for what they're trying to do. One's trying to put asses in seats. I mean, the other movies obviously trying to put asses in seats and made a good bit of money for relatively for what it was worth. I just think that we're dealing with two. Yeah, we're dealing with major leagues versus single A here. To me,
Yeah, if you're
Yeah,
listening to this and you were going to see this movie or have seen this movie and have not seen Godzilla minus one, please do yourself a favor and watch Godzilla minus one. It's
I think I am
mind-blowingly
finally
good.
going to watch Godzilla minus one because I
It's
watched this
so
movie
good,
and
man.
I need to feel something. Like,
also, what's desperately missing from this, and they may have done it like on an undertone, the Godzilla theme, especially that was played in Godzilla minus one.
Yeah,
Dun 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 dun. That is missing here too
you
as
need
well.
that.
So I don't meh. I'll never watch this movie again.
never, not once.
I might
Never.
watch
Me
the
neither.
first one. I might watch the first one, but this
I'm
one I
probably
might.
not doing that either.
Yeah,
Even
I don't.
though
It hasn't come up. I don't think I'll do that either.
if they had let Kong pull the upset and finish the story like Cody Rhodes, I would have been all over that film, given it an A, watched it 10 more times. But they didn't. They were cowards. They took the cowards way out. They let Godzilla win and then brought in Metal Godzilla to bring them together. And I ain't like that shit, bros. I wanted it to be forever be between Kong and Godzilla. I don't like when they were
Godzilla times Kong finish the story in 2026.
if they let my goat
The
Kong finish the story, I will be back. I will be seated.
Godzilla Kong the final round. By the way, Godzilla rides Kong in this, but or Kong rides Godzilla in
Kong
this.
rides
By the way,
Godzilla. Yeah.
yeah, that is a thing that happened.
Should have been cooler than it was.
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Also, the like ice dragon monster thing that they have to fight wasn't cool enough. It just like looked kind of lame. Eh.
Yeah, it was an ice. It was an ice tortoise. It's like I don't care.
And
Yeah.
like the Scar King was just like pointing a stick at it, and it was like, ah,
Oh,
oh
no.
I can't move.
Oh
I have to do
no.
slavery. He has the stick. Like, I don't like that. It's lame.
Yeah, I what was the final point? My final point is that they just keep having to fuck up God or Kong too much in this for us to like care about him. And then yeah, we touched on it earlier. He got a mech suit basically, or they're gearing up to give Kong a full mech suit. They're doing that, by the way. If they make another one of these movies.
They
So
definitely are.
yeah, get ready for that. Anyway, what I wanted to do, that's the quickest movie review I think we've ever had.
Yeah,
it
I
was
think so.
it was still too long, to be honest. It was.
Yeah, exactly. Next week, I will say we got real cinema coming because we're going to review Monkey Man. I'm demanding it on this
Turn
podcast.
that shit up. I will be in
Monkey
there.
Man. Monkey
Let me
Man
get
comes
my
out.
ticket right now.
I'm
Yeah,
so
Monkey
excited. I got
Man.
my tickets already. I'm so excited.
Monkey Man comes out Thursday
Yep.
in most places. So that is what we're going to be reviewing. Hopefully, it's out. And yeah, I hope I don't have to travel to go see that movie. Waco Cinemark, if you're listening, first of all, sponsor the podcast. But second of all, put Monkey Man in mid-sized theaters. Anyway, what we're going to do, speaking of Monkey Man, which may pop up on this draft. We haven't done a draft in a long time, mostly because we hadn't had anything really to draft. But this one I like.
It's
And
at
it
Waco
may be,
Cinemark, by the way. Monkey Man will
hell
be
yeah.
there.
Thank you. Okay.
Mhm.
So this is something that I think we could repeat on this podcast too. and this isn't a new format for movie podcasts. We're probably stealing this from a ton of things, but we're going to draft the remaining movies of 2024. We're going to choose, I'm going to do this. I'm going to choose our 5 favorites. We normally do 4. I want to choose our 5 favorites that we are most looking forward to. Once it's off the board, nobody else can take it, obviously, because of the draft. And then a 6th wild card, meaning something silly, dumb, fun, crazy, weird. I want
I know my
that
wild card
6th
is
one
already.
to be a wild card. So we're going to do 6 movies, 5 standard, 1 wild card. And you can take that off the board whenever you want to. So let's do. Do you want to do? I think we should do a random.org for this one, actually.
Let's go. Throwing it back. Keeping it
That's not an
authentic.
ad.
Random.
Pay us random.org.
Verifying you are a human. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that.
We need the finest of security when we're doing a random.org randomizer. Got to have the best of security.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Okay. Why is this the weirdest thing on the planet?
Not a great start for this advertisement relationship, random.org. Not a great start.
List randomizer. Where the hell did that go? This is me trying to navigate a computer in real time, so this is awesome. Here we go. All right. Tej, Dex, Royden, live podcasting, randomize. Dex, Royden, Tej.
Let's go.
God damn it.
Damn it. God damn it. All
I
right.
don't like that.
So, remaining movies. If it's already come out in theaters, you can't get it. Monkey Man still is on the board, by the way. And films. We're talking wide releases. Films that have played in festivals and stuff like South by Southwest still counts. So I'll say that right now.
Okay, dope.
So Dex, with your first pick, what are you gonna get?
So I don't know if this would be number 1 on y'all's board, but for me, it's easy number 1. I got to take Furiosa. Like,
Damn it!
That movie's gonna fuck so hard.
Oh!
I am so excited for that.
This
movie.
is going to be real cinema. I cannot fucking wait.
I'm going to see it. I'm probably going to see it in Dolby on Thursday. See it again in IMAX on Friday. And I might see it again on Saturday just because. Like, I know I'm going to be there multiple times. We're so back. Anya Taylor-Joy. Her name is Anya. It will never be Anya. Fuck you. Thank you.
Whatever the
you.
Oscars say.
It's
God,
Anya. It ain't no Anya.
Chris Hemsworth back?
He's so back.
Never been more back. I don't care what anybody says. Like, that movie could get like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm going to come on here and say it's the best thing that I've ever seen.
I will be there no matter what. There's nothing
That
they can never
trailer
make me
is
hate you.
so good.
I can't wait.
Just that music, though, the score of the Fury Road Furiosa, the dun, 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 like that gets me going. Really mad that you took that. But anyway, so do I go with my heart or do I play the board early on, you know? Do I take Drake May or do I trade back?
You play with your heart at this point in the draft.
Okay, so for that, I could probably wait till later maybe to get this. I don't know if y'all are thinking about it or not, but I'm going Deadpool 3.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's a good pull.
I'm edging on that we're back.
Deadpool and Wolverine, brother.
Yeah,
We are
Deadpool and huge jacked man is back. Hugh Jackman is back. And Ryan Reynolds gets to cuss on Disney, so that's fun. I may have worn thin of the Ryan Reynolds vacation of everything and Deadpool.
Yeah, Ryan
general?
Reynolds doing the Deadpool bit all the time.
Yeah,
It's gotten kind of old, but like I'll still be there.
I'll be there day one. And
I'm not tired of it. Sign me up.
It's gonna smell fucking crazy in that theater. But I'll be there. Anyway, Deadpool 3. Tej, what's your pick?
I have 2 picks, right?
Yeah, you got 2.
Yep.
This first one I'm going to attribute to the power of marketing. It's time to let Dev Patel finish the story.
All right.
Monkey Man is my selection. Since the news came out that this movie was not going to be given a theatrical release, and Jordan Peele stepped in and greased the right gears to make sure this film came out in a wide release in theaters. Ever since we have the list of Dev Patel telling us the many injuries he suffered filming this film, let alone all the jobs and all the bags he turned down to make this film, I have to support this. This is what real cinema is. I know there's a lot of hype about what the movie's supposed to be. I'm not letting myself get that excited for it, but just the fucking trailer itself is enough to let me know this is going to be my kind of movie. Easily the movie I'm most excited about. I will be in there on Friday. I'm only not going on Thursday because I have a work event, but on Friday I will be in there, and I already have a Saturday showing lined up. I'm very excited for Monkey Man. Dev Patel is him. I love him as an actor. I'm excited to see him as a director. And that's definitely my most anticipated movie. I would choose that, and I would have chosen that if I had the first pick as well.
Ooh.
Second, even though I keep saying it on this podcast and in real life and on Twitter and everywhere, I'll talk about this anytime people will let me. Fuck the Challengers trailer. The first one has way too much information in it. Then there shouldn't be a second trailer of anything, let alone a movie this good. But this, I am so fucking excited for this movie.
Damn it.
That trailer, in that first 15 seconds of the trailer, before we even know what the fucking story is, I was hooked. Zendaya is probably the hottest actress in Hollywood in terms of her profile, in terms of the shit that she's making. She doesn't make something that's at least not interesting. This trailer looks good. They put a fucking Rihanna song in it, which they knew was going to affect me directly in my heart and in my soul. This trailer looks amazing. I just wish that it was about half as long. I didn't need to see any of the shit that happens and she gets hurt, and I need to see none of that shit. I will be in there. Challengers looks like it's going to be kinky and freaky and real cinema, and I would love to see Zendaya in a role like this, and I have been excited for this movie since I first saw the trailer. So Challengers is my second pick.
All right. What do I do? This is a good one. All right. I just have to go. I got to play the board here because I know my fellow draftees. I had to take Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
God damn you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great choice.
That was definitely going to be what I picked next.
Yeah, I got to take Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I know I'm going blockbuster heavy here to start, but we're guarding the trenches. We're getting the heavy hitters in here, and I think if this was Wes Ball having to reboot this series, then I would be a little bit more leery. But I think the game plan is in place for the next iteration of head coach to step in and run with the ball. And so I think we're going to be okay. And more than okay, that trailer fucks. And so I'm so in on, I just love those previous three movies. And I think I really highly doubt that we can go. Now, could it just be like a mundane blockbuster? I think it has that potential, but also if it hits, these movies hit hard.
Yeah, I love that trilogy so much, and like I can understand how some people are like, oh, you don't need a fourth movie, whatever. But me, I'm like, nope, I want more. Like keep them coming. I will be there.
Right. Dex, 2 picks.
So I'm gonna try and pick up some Oscar nominations here with my 2 picks. I'm gonna go with Kinds of Kindness.
Damn it.
Yorgos Lanthimos.
That was definitely next on my list.
Right back at it with Emma Stone and the gang. It's an anthology movie, so we'll see just how big a role anybody has in this movie individually, but there's got to be a supporting actress nominee here for somebody somewhere, because Yorgos is just like that. We might be looking at a Best Picture now, like, because Yorgos is like that. I'm all in. Like,
pumping out 2 movies in like 6 months. That dude is breaking writer strikes left and right.
Poor Things, one of my favorite movies of last year, probably in my top 3, 4. So he's right back with Emma Stone in the lab, and he has Jesse Plemons to the mix. I'm in. I got that. How can this go wrong? It can't. And then I'm also going to take The Bike Riders.
Damn, dude.
I don't know how Oscar-y that movie is even trying to be, but Austin Butler damn near won the thing, like on his first try, like his first real attempt at serious cinema. So him being there is great. Y'all know I've had long-term stock in Jodie Comer. And then Tom Hardy, like he's kind of been out of the spotlight as of late, but the guy can act his ass off when he wants to. So I'm just betting on talent here. Like the upside is so high, ceiling is
Yeah.
so high.
Hey Tom, for this one, we want you to just to do a standard American accent. Okay, I'll do a
Please.
standard American accent. No, Tom, this is what an American sounds like. He does. He has to do a little voice
It's the
every time.
50s, ain't it?
Yeah, I love Jeff Nichols. It's kind of a departure from anything that he's done. He hasn't made a film in I think like 6 or 7 years, and if you don't know Jeff, he's the guy that made Mud. He's the guy that made Take Shelter, a few other like sort of indie movies, shotgun stories. But I I think it's interesting to see. It's just the book is based on a series of photos, like a photo book or a photo album rather. But like uh, yeah. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm really interested in Austin Butler as an entity, to be completely honest with you. My next one, I also have to go for something that I think will maybe get Oscar nominations, but it probably won't win because Netflix is unserious. Hitman,
Yeah,
starring
that looks like real cinema.
our boy Glenn Powell, written by Glenn Powell. Can he get an Oscar nomination for Best Original Screenplay or adapted screenplay because it's adapted from a Texas
Book.
Monthly article?
Or article, sorry. Yeah.
So, but he and Richard Linklater getting together for the first time since Everybody Wants Some, a great film, which I think you all need to go see, mostly for the line that he gets to say, Glenn Powell gets to say that says, I think the Astros are going to go to the World Series this year. So yeah, go watch that. But Hitman has already come out like a year ago, I think, in festivals, but Netflix is just now releasing it here in a couple months, and it has awesome reviews already. I think this is going to be the one, guys. I think Glenn is on the upward trajectory.
Glenn is him.
Yeah.
I'm buying it, definitely buying all the Glenn stock. I got two here. This is an easy one for me. You're taking one of the best movies ever made from one of the best directors ever made. You're making a prequel and you're adding Denzel Washington to it. I'm definitely taking Gladiator 2.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for Ridley
Surprised that
Scott
made
to
it this
give
far, to
us
be honest
real
with you.
cinema. That's great value here at that pick. You got Denzel Washington. You have Pedro Pascal. You have Connie Nielsen. I mean, come on. This cast is can't miss. Even parts of Ridley Scott movies are whether you love or hate Ridley Scott, I love him.
Counterpoint, Ridley Scott can't locate the fastball, so I don't know.
True, but there are parts of Napoleon, the actual war parts of Napoleon are fucking phenomenal, and the actual Napoleon parts of Napoleon are an absolute mess. I'm willing to take the mess with the real cinema when it comes, especially when we got Denzel on the set. Nothing can go wrong. I cannot fucking wait to see Gladiator 2, so that's definitely what I'm picking there.
I really wanted to take Gladiator 2 instead of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, but I knew that Dex was going to take that off the board. But the problem is like, again, Ridley Scott scaring the hose lately.
He's returning to form. Yeah. He's dropping 45.
Okay. You think he's got one more in him?
I do, and I can't fucking wait. I mean, Denzel and Ridley Scott together is just, my heart just beats fast just thinking about what they.
It feels too big to fail, but I'm wary.
That's fair. Yeah, I understand having a bit of looking at things a bit askew when it comes to Mr. Scott, but I think that they're going to put something delicious together. I'm going with my wild card pick this time. Okay. I can't believe y'all haven't gotten your wild card picks out there, but I think this is the greatest.
Oh no! Hold on. Oh no! You blanked again. There you go.
Okay, I'm back, right?
Yeah, go.
Yep.
I'm picking. Do it again. I'm picking Horizon.
You're good.
I'm picking Horizon. Because it's a fucking mess, and I have to be there. June 28th and August 16th, I will be there. This Kevin Costner film is going to be awful, but it's so big and such a large gamble and such a big swing. I have to see this train wreck in person. I will be there. I cannot wait. Kevin Costner, give me your best Western film. It's going to be the trailer stinks. This movie is going to be very bad. I can't wait. I'm going to have the time of my life in the movie theater. I can't wait.
I didn't even realize what you were talking about at first. 'Cause I just did not think about this movie at all.
I wanted to put it on my list, but like Wild Card, I think is the great place to put that because this is a fucking mystery box, man. Like, what is this? He just spent all of his money to make a passion project but maybe no one will see. I don't know. Yeah, he's really banking on his star power. That's a great pick for Wild Card.
Aaron says
I'll just go ahead and pick.
Aaron says the Peanuts, the Franklin movie is right there, guys. Just letting you know that that's still on the board.
It sure is.
Yes, it is.
It sure is.
And there it shall remain. So I think I'll probably go with my wild card pick here. Nosferatu from Robert Eggers.
That's a good one.
The Eggers one.
Yeah, that comes out, I think it's like a Christmas release, which okay, cool, man. Like good on that weirdo for trying to get a Christmas release for the original vampire movie. But I think it stars our guy Skarsgård in it as well too, as hot Nosferatu. So
I will be there.
Oh, it also stars Anya Taylor-Joy too, who's gonna have a year. So
and Lily Rose Depp is in there.
And Aaron Taylor Johnson and Willem Dafoe. Yeah,
Dafoe's busy.
This is real cinema. This is what I'm hearing.
Bill Skarsgård, not the other Skarsgård.
Eggers is him. Other than that one time he wasn't him. Every other time he's been him.
Yeah, Robert Eggers, our sweet, sweet child that made The Northman.
The greatest movie of all time.
You'll forever have a place in my heart for that one. So I guess I'll be there. Like I'm 2 for 3 with Robert Eggers, and I got to give him my business so he can keep making weird shit. So
I will be there.
Yeah.
I don't even
I'm
like
1
vampire
for 2,
movies.
but the one was so fired that I have to be there for what comes next.
And you don't like horror movies either, and this is the horror movie.
Well, we're gonna find out together.
Oh man! All right, 2 picks, Dex.
I'm going to still leave my wild card on the board because I don't think either one of y'all are going to pick it. But I am going to buy my Glen Powell stock for this year.
Damn! All right.
Damn it!
I think Twitchers is gonna rule, man.
Like even if it doesn't, it will. You know?
Yeah, even if it's not
to be great. I can't wait.
I think there's no way it's not fun, right?
Right.
It's Glen Powell chasing tornadoes. Like it's going to be a good time. So yeah, I'm buying my Glen Powell stock there. I wanted Hitman, but you took that, so I'll settle for the second Glen Powell movie on the board. And then next, this is near and dear to my heart. I'm a sucker for musicals, and also I was in a wedding one time with the costume designer of this movie, so I have to be there. Wicked, I am in there.
That was also on my list. I will be there as well.
It's Ariana Grande. It's Cynthia Erivo. It's Michelle Yeoh. There's so much happening here, and it's fucking wicked, man.
I love Wicked. I'm definitely gonna be there.
That was the first real quote unquote show that I ever went to, and I loved it and thought it was fantastic. And I love theater now because of Wicked. So I will be there for the movie adaptation.
Those songs go crazy in Wicked. It is going to be a great time.
As a musical theater lover too, I've actually never seen Wicked. It's so
good.
Yeah, and so I guess I'll have to be there too. But people will probably call that sacrilege, just like it was when I watched Les Mis for the first time on DVD.
With
so
Russell Crowe?
I think people will probably call
God,
this.
he stunk in the movie.
Oof. Big oof. Yeah, so I'll have to see that one as well. My next pick, I got to give some love to animation. I think Inside Out 2 is actually going to be good.
Nah, there's no way they're going to break that. That shit's going to bang. I'm ready to feel again. I'm ready to feel again.
Yeah, giving the girl anxiety, hell yeah. She's just like me, for real. Yeah, I think it'll work great. Now, some of the cast isn't coming back, like Bill Hader. I don't think is back, and uh, oh, why am I blanking on her name? Kelly from The Office. I should
I ain't
know
watched The
this.
Office, so I don't know.
You
I
haven't
don't
watched The
remember
Office?
her name.
No,
Huh?
Well,
Figured
you've
that'd be
never
right
seen
up.
The Office? You and your
no.
commitment to being anti-TV. I didn't know you were. I didn't know you were game. I didn't. I apologize.
He's really about it. Mindy Kaling, I don't think is
Mindy
back
Kaling.
either.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So,
that's what her character's name is.
yeah, Kelly. But
Good job, Aaron. Aaron got it too as well.
I think but the people that matter, Amy Poehler is back. I think it'll be. I don't think they can emotionally scar me as much as they did in the first one, but I'm interested to see if Pixar can kind of get back on track a little bit
I want
with
them to
what they did.
try.
Yeah,
I want them to
please
try
try.
to ruin my life again, like they did the first time.
I'm ready to be hurt again. I agree.
Yeah,
So
turn that up.
Teach, 2 picks.
I got two more picks. I'm definitely going with A Quiet Place day one
Ah,
for
yeah.
my first pick. Lupita Nyong'o is in this film. That was really enough to sell me. But I also love the Quiet Place movies. And like I always say about these films, if you get a chance to watch these films in theater, it is some of the most insane, weird theater experience you're ever going to experience just because of how sound is so important to the movie that watching it in that environment is just the peak of everything. I will be there for A Quiet Place day one on day one. Pardon my pun. This is going to be great, and I really enjoy these films, and I can't wait for that. And for my last pick, I was going to give some love to animation too, but
Fuck them.
no, I'm going horror. I'm going Saw 11. Saw 10 was so much fun. It feels like we are finally back. There's been so many bad Saw movies. Yeah, obviously, we're on the 11th movie, so they're you get different outputs. Like the Chris
Oh, you
Rock
mean
one, for
there's been
example.
some bad ones in there?
Yeah, there's been some bad ones, but Saw 10 was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I watched it again once it was streaming, and I probably enjoyed it even more the second time. I I am really back into Saw. Thank God that we have found our way through the wilderness. I'm gonna go with Saw 11. I'm very excited for
Okay. I'll have to take your word for that. And people love Saw 10, but I was just like, nah, I'm good.
that. It's fun, man.
I'm
I
so out
couldn't
on the
believe
Saw
it.
movies. My next one, and I'm surprised it went this far just because of who's involved with it, but because it could cause for some really interesting and normal discourse online.
Oh
Civil
God,
War. I got to
Mm,
take Civil War. I
yeah.
love Alex Garland. I think he's a really cool filmmaker. Everyone involved, including our good boy Jesse Plemons, is in that movie, and Kirsten Dunst also just kind of on a heater with her stuff, and she's carved off a really cool career for herself, like post Spider Man, which it felt almost impossible to do getting out of that role. But I'm really interested to see how they pull that off. Early reviews are that it actually really does work,
Thank
but
God.
I'm interested to see for myself. So
I need
yeah,
a
yeah,
I
rebound
will
from
be there.
Garland after Men, which I did not enjoy at all.
I
Um,
didn't see that one because I heard it
I was
stunk, and
not
I
into
was like,
Men
I
at
don't
all.
care.
But I like Garland a lot, so I'm really interested to see what I feel like should be a return to form. And the trailer looks fucking awesome, so I'm
yeah,
excited.
yeah. Nick Offerman as president, sure, why not? All right,
I'm looking at his filmography. I don't think I've ever seen any Alex Garland movie. I know I need to watch Ex Machina. I
yeah.
know. I know.
Yeah, it's
I'm
great.
working on it. I think it's being re-released in IMAX at some point soon. So I'm gonna go try and do that. But yeah, I haven't seen any of these other movies.
A couple of the ones like I mean he also did a series called Devs, I believe, too,
Yep.
which is on Hulu. But a couple of I mean really Ex Machina Annihilation is kind of a really tough movie to get through and also a really weird movie,
I
but it
loved
is.
it.
You loved Annihilation?
Yeah, I did.
It's really interesting film,
Tessa
but
Thompson is just her, bro. I just love Tessa Thompson. She does something to me. She does things to me.
yeah, but he's also written several things, including 28 Days Later and Sunshine and a bunch of other stuff. He's a really interesting writer, but he's turned into a really cool filmmaker. So I'll be interested to see what this Englishman has to say about American politics
Where has
in
Jesse Buckley been?
around, like kind of in everything.
The fact that we got a
Scaring the
Garland
hell
and
out of
Jesse
me.
Buckley movie that what did not absolute bang really hurt me because I really like Garland and I really like Jesse Buckley. I think that she's very she there's something she does in her performances that I really like, and then I feel like I haven't really seen a lot of her since then. And
I will
I
have
need
a
to see
different
more of Jesse
haircut in every movie.
I was gonna say her hair always looks insane, no matter what it is. Like it's always so different every time, but every time it looks insane, and she kind of scares me for that reason. Was she in Women Talking, or am I making that up?
Yeah,
I think she
no,
was.
she
I think
was.
she was good.
Oh, she is in Women Talking. That's right, she is.
Okay,
Yeah,
two
real
picks.
cinema. That one is. I think this is it for me. Actually, I think it's number 6. Um,
Yeah, I think it
right?
is.
Yeah, did you pick? You haven't picked your wild card.
No, and I knew y'all weren't going to pick it, so I can take us home on this because I fully trust and believe this is going to be real cinema, despite the doubters teach saying that it can't be done. Joker
Oh
2
god.
is about to be real cinema.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Listen to me now. Believe me later on. All right. Joker 2 is going to come out and it's going to have like a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes. And y'all are going to be like, Dex, you were right. We shouldn't have doubted you. Lady Gaga's her. She cannot miss. It's physically impossible. If she's in the movie, it's going to be a banger because she's incapable of making bad films. It's just not, she's not going to make a bad film. It's a musical. Lady Gaga is singing to us as Harley Quinn, and you're telling me this movie isn't going to be a banger? You're lying. This movie is going to rule. Joker 1
Lady
stinks.
Gaga's too good for this film, and I just want to note that before the Titanic
Lady
crashes
Gaga's
and
too
burns.
good for this world. Like, we don't
That's
deserve
good.
her. But
Counterpoint. The first
don't
one
do it.
sucked ass. So
Okay, yeah. You're right. You were right. I hate that
I
movie.
didn't hate it, but I didn't love it, especially on my second watch. I was like, there's not a lot that I like about watching this film. But I'm expecting worse things from the second film, unfortunately, even though I have great respect for Lady Gaga and I love her.
To me, the problem with the first film is that it's a Joker movie, and like, obviously it's called Joker, but like, if this is just a movie about just some random dude who runs around New York like as a crazy person dressed as a clown, then that's fantastic. Them trying to force like little Bruce Wayne snippets in there and shit, stunk. Ass. Just horrible.
Just out.
Just the worst shit they could have possibly done. It's like, why are you harassing this child?
I
Like,
hope Robert Pattinson shows up and beats the fuck out of him in this.
yeah, right? Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Robert
That would
Pattinson
increase
just
it by
singing
a
from
whole letter
his ass.
grade for me personally.
But I think that they will put some of that behind them, and there won't be fucking a child Bruce Wayne running around here for no fucking reason. And they're adding Lady Gaga and they're adding music, and that's the way to get to my heart. So I'm taking Joker 2 as my wild card.
I guess by the definition of wild card, you kind of hit it out of the park. But I will say that movie's gonna stink, brother. That movie's gonna be bad.
I think Todd Phillips is a bum. I think this movie's going to stink.
Calling him out on his name. I appreciate it. So yeah, that has been our 2024 remaining movie draft. Let us know what you thought. Yeah, Dex, maybe we'll tweet those out, hopefully, or not, whatever. Listen to the episode and give us your feedback.
Yeah,
Cowards. Listen, subscribe, rate, download.
Go see
all of
Monkey
these.
Man, because we are.
Yeah, that will be our next review. Come hell or high water. Monkey Man, written, directed, starring Dev Patel, and what an interesting career he's carved out for himself post
Absolutely.
Slumdog Millionaire.
After Slumdog.
Yeah. Because it was, it would threaten to be like that would be your big thing when you were that young. But he's really gone on, he's Oscar nominated. He's gone on to do really cool shit.
He also went on to do The Green Knight, which fucking sucks. But
that film stinks. Awful.
Taking a chance,
Rare A24 disaster class, The Green Knight.
Yeah, that has been all from One Take Podcast. Only an hour, probably less when I cut out Tej's computer updating in the middle of this.
Boom.
But yeah, you can find us at One Take Podcast, One Take Podcast on Twitter, One Take Podcast Instagram, the like. Let us know what you think. If we could have any improvements, if we could locate our fastball any better or time the pitch clock better, that sort of thing. That being said, follow Apollo HOU on all platforms at Apollo HOU for all of your Houston Rockets, Astros, Texans content and much, much more, including racing. Dex is on top of all of that. And we don't have to talk about how the Astros are doing. The Texans are going to win
We
the Super
sure
Bowl.
don't.
Yeah.
This is a Stephon Diggs podcast. We don't talk about Astros here.
And Aaron, next time you want to come on, please let us know because we love you. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, if you see Monkey Man, let us know, and we'll talk about it. But anyway, like, download, subscribe, and as always, Dex, what are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh, baby. She wasn't on this list this year because she's done. She put out Dune 2. She was like, I got my banger in for the year. I'll see y'all in 2025. And we appreciate you. We support you.
Swag
See you with Thunderbolts a little bit later. All right, we're out.